Saturday afternoon group.
ที่จะเป็นชื่อหมายเลข5
Okay, let's start.
Well, welcome everybody. This is a very special
Good morning,
Saturday.
everyone.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Herbert.
I'm
Good to
fine,
see
thank
you.
you.
Very well, thank you. This is a kind of special Saturday because we have a special guest with us today, and Maeve is here from Australia. And some of you who are online on either Saturday afternoon or Monday in the morning will know Maeve from both sessions. And so we're very glad to be here so that we can all come to the foundation instead of seeing you all on Zoom, just on Zoom. But anyway, so does anyone would like to start off with a question? Anybody have a question that they want to start off with? Eve, you might have a question? No. Let me see if I can find one in my notes.
So the priority is for Maeve. So Maeve,
Yes,
any topic from this morning that you would like to continue with?
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Just have to go through our learning process again. It was actually the topic about sati, sati wholesomeness and panya, and Jonathan was referring to maybe an earlier understanding around sati as being related to attention, and also making the point that wholesomeness does not necessarily lead to panya. So I think that it might be useful to talk about the connection between sati and panya and wholesomeness, just so that it can challenge the idea that somehow by cultivating wholesomeness we will be able to arrive at more understanding. I think that the point was that is not necessarily the case. So maybe if Jonathan would like to continue with that, or Jan, I don't mind.
I could just say something briefly first. Wholesomeness is one thing and understanding is another. Of course, understanding is a kind of wholesomeness, but when we talk about developing wholesomeness, we're normally referring to the other kinds of kusala, the mundane kusala, such as consideration for others, respect, generosity, restraint from unwholesome speech or deeds, those kinds of things. Why they are not the same as developing the path is because at such times there is no understanding of the nature of this moment of life. Knowing the wholesome from the unwholesome does require understanding, and understanding is required if wholesomeness is to be developed to the stage of jhana. But that kind of understanding is not the understanding that knows the true nature of the present moment of life, that is to say, that knows citta, cetasika or rupa as anicca, dukkha or anatta. And it is only this latter kind of understanding that constitutes the path. So no matter how much mundane wholesomeness is developed, there is not by that virtue of that, the development of the path. Just as one kind of mundane kusala is not another kind. Respect is not generosity, and generosity is not restraint from unwholesome speech, for example. And so the regular kinds of wholesomeness are not insight development either. So there is a qualitative difference between mundane kusala and the kusala of insight understanding. Of course, the mundane kusala is a support for development of the path in different ways, but not in the sense of being conducive to a moment of insight, awareness and understanding, satipatthana. Thanks, Maeve.
Jonathan, when you say conducive, can you say a little bit more about that?
Well, I was really referring to, I think what you alluded to was the general idea one has without a close study of the teachings, is that by developing more ordinary kusala, I'll call it ordinary kusala, different kinds of kusala, that will be a condition for more understanding. But that is not the case. It is a supporting condition in a very general sense, but it's not there can be awareness and understanding of the present moment reality, regardless of the extent to which one has developed other kinds of kusala. And that's the important point to bear in mind. So one doesn't have to have good sila, for example, in order to have a better understanding of the true nature of this moment of reality, seeing a visible object, hearing and sound, or attachment and aversion, that sort of thing. Is that any clearer?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. But I think it's probably a widely held belief of a connection between so-called goodness, wholesomeness,
Yes.
and wisdom and insight. So
it is very widely held, yes.
It's important to make that distinction then.
Yes.
But I think it's also important to make the distinction that when understanding is developed, there will be, it is a condition for developing sila. So there will be more understanding of what is sila and what is not sila, what is kusala, what is akusala, if understanding is developed. So this is why the aim is to develop understanding, because those things will all develop with understanding. So it's not, and then when the person who says, oh, well, you have to develop sila before you can develop understanding, doesn't understand that there's no person that can order that around. They have no control over that. Whatever a particular person understands depends on the conditions that arise for that person. So one cannot say, well, you have to develop sila before you develop understanding. So yes, it's true. Yes, you have that. Understanding is the basis for developing those other path factors. Okay, so that's basically the same.
And this morning, Jan was mentioning about the paramis, the wholesome qualities such as metta and patience, for example, that these qualities cannot develop as paramis, as perfections, without right understanding of realities. So they all support each other and they support understanding, but understanding is the core. Without understanding as foremost, none of these qualities can develop and support it.
That's right.
I think it's Ajahn will have more interesting comments to add to. Ajahn?
The point the point of listening is to understand the truth of what is there right now. Otherwise, it will never be the moment of understanding the truth of what is there as we have learned. Is that right? For example, we talk about the reality which experiences the object and that which cannot experience the object. What are they now? What are they now? They are now, but no understanding. See, that's why understanding the goal of listening to the teachings, to have a little more understanding of the truth, because each reality is so very subtle.
Yes.
For example, the reality which experiences the object, what are now? What are they now? How many kinds? We are talking about sati and other mental factors, but no understanding when it's just right now. That's why even the word of truth, of the quality of the reality which now arises and experiences the object is not known at all. That's why the point is understanding that what we are talking about is just right now and here, so close. Otherwise, they'll go away from this moment, no understanding of what we talk about, seeing sees, and how many meeting reality right now at moment of seeing, as there must be that which impinge on the eyebrows and so on. So why do we keep on talking about it? Even so many times we have talked about it, just not to forget. And what is that? Which is not forget, is sati. Another reality. It doesn't mean that the word of sati means such and such, but now, at moment of beginning to understand that it's not yet, the attention to the quality of a reality which arises by conditions and experiences the object. See, just to be reminded what we're talking about really are there now. One by one can be studied, can be the object of hearing with how much understanding of the truth that it just talk about, or is there now not known as before, or it begins to understand the reality which attend to the reality which performs the function of seeing right now, different from sati. See, we talk about sati, we talk about seeing, but how can it be known right now? That whether there is sati right now of seeing, or is there attention to the seeing right now, which is not sati? Learn to understand the very subtle different meanings of each reality. It's not just the word. So it's not just try to know it, but to understand the difference between the reality which experiences the object first and the reality which cannot experience the object. So even right now we can talk about what is seen, to have a little more understanding of this moment of seeing. See, what is seen? it is moment of reminding what is seen. So what is seen? See? Someone on the screen or not on the screen. No matter what is seen, it is seen.
Yes.
Before it can be experienced. Before it can be directly experienced, directly experienced.
Ajahn, you just said then the screen, you made a reference to an object. It seems that when we single out an object, it might be the glass, the bottle, a person in the room, and refer to that as the visible object, we're actually talking about the whole visible field when we talk about what appears, aren't we? Like everything.
That is thinking.
But is it also thinking to think glass and bottle?
No,
and person?
just thinking about that which is seen.
That's all thinking of the mind.
So if thinking about everything that appears as being the visible field,
that is thinking again.
that's thinking. So what's the difference between that and isolating an object? Is it the same, just thinking?
What is seen is seen. Only that which is seen. Closer. No one.
Without thinking.
Thinking about it, the first round of the Four Noble Truth. Without the first round.
Sorry, can I just add a quick, in case there's any misunderstanding, Maeve? When we talk about the visible object, we're not referring to the conventional object. We're referring to visible data. Just like when we talk about the sound, we're referring to audible signal, audible data. So I don't know if there's any confusion there, because when Ajahn refers to the visible object, she's not referring to a particular item. That is a level of thinking, isn't it? And what you call the visual field comprises a number of different conventional objects and has a certain scope to it. So that also is, that's why Ajahn said, well, that's already thinking. But the what has been experienced that gives rise to that concept of people and things is the visible data or visible object, meaning that which impinges on the eye base and can be experienced by the eye consciousness, the seeing consciousness that arises at that base. Just mention that in case there was any confusion about the use of object.
Yes, I think it's worth talking about, because when you talk about visual data, are you talking about like the very essence of what is seen before thinking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That
Okay,
which is that which impinges on the eye base.
Right.
Yeah.
And so maybe I was using visual field to talk about that.
I see. I think the normal use of visual field is everything that is seen at the present moment, the whole
Right.
scope of what
Right.
is seen. But
That was my personal take on it.
Right, okay.
We were okay.
Yes, it takes a while to get used to the terminology. That, so, so do you have a question then about the visual data or visible object, as we sometimes call it? Is your question about that, or about the conventional object that is seen?
Well, a question making the distinction between nimitta and that data.
Mm.
What is the distinction between that, between nimitta and the, if you like, the raw data that appears?
So when you say nimitta, are you referring to the
Nimitta
concept of a personal thing, or
any concept of what is seen, yes.
yeah? Because again, nimitta is sometimes used here to refer to the nimitta of the reality, because it arises and falls. The visible object, for example, the visible data arises and falls away so quickly that Ajahn explains that it's really the nimitta of the visible object that is seen, or that is thought about after the visible object has been experienced. But the concepts of people and things are a result of further processing or further thinking about the visible data and memory. So the stages are that the visible data impinges on the eye base, and that's a condition for the seeing consciousness to experience the visible data. And then there's thinking about the visible data, which gives rise to concepts of people and things. So different realities.
And this morning, when you asked what appears, well, at a moment of seeing, visible object appears, but at moments of awareness and understanding of Dhamma, it is the nimitta of the visible object, the nimitta of the sound that appears, because countless visible objects have arisen, been seen, and fallen away, so there can never be awareness of just one visible object in one kalapa that has gone instantly. It's always the nimitta of the characteristic of visible object that appears when there is awareness. But I'm sure Ajahn again will be glad to continue the discussion.
So now, without thinking, what is that now? It's real. If you use the word visible object, or that which is seen, or the object of seeing, it doesn't matter, because now it's there without thinking. And that is visible object. But if we keep on thinking about visible object, we take the word that is seen and so on, is that which is visible and so on. But in truth, without thinking, is that it that appear now. We don't name it visible object. No thought about it. It's there, for sure. No one a little more understanding. Just that which is seen, and that is the only reality that can be seen. See, only reality that can be seen. And we take that which is seen as airplane or train or shoes or whatever. But in truth, without thinking, it's there.
It's interesting, Ajahn, because when you said without thinking, immediately there is thinking about without thinking.
Just keep silence.
Like
A moment.
It's not possible to stop that.
No, there must be time without thinking.
I think Ajahn meant not meant stop thinking, but she meant before there's thinking
Yes,
about what is seen, what was there, what was experienced, before there was thinking about what was seen.
I'm sort of jumping around here. I don't know if Kun Maeve, if this is digressing a bit, but from time to time, understanding is mentioned, and it's not thinking, although it can condition thinking. It's a cetasika that arises at the heart base, the hridaya, all chitta and cetasika, and I'll tend to go to the mind door, but it isn't. I mean, it can condition the thinking. So there's the visible data, and then the nimitta of that itself, and then so many myriads of processes afterward. And, it's sort of like the most indirect at this, intellectual level of learning the word, crossing the T and dotting the I, and okay, got that term. But in the most indirect way on the periphery, and then eventually, after eons and eons of accumulation, some understanding, but it's such a rare occurrence. I had this in a prompting to remark about that, because I tend to want to go to thinking and I'm pointing to the head, but it isn't there. I don't know. Any adjustments, please? I'm welcome.
They're all dharmas. The seeing is a dharma, the thinking is a dharma, what is seen is a dharma. They're just different dharmas that arise and fall away, all insignificant, all anatta. And yes, at a moment of seeing, it's just what is seen, and then so much thinking about it. But it's daily life. Nothing to be done, just different dharmas here and now, each gone in a flash.
It is interesting that sometimes, and I'm speaking conventionally, our eyes are open, but we are maybe in conversation, or we're preoccupied, and then we realize that something has been happening at a visual level right in front of us and we have not seen it. And at those moments, it's almost like, because there was just thinking, there was no attention to what was appearing at the visual level, because the thinking was so preoccupying.
But then we realized that there was seeing in the sense of experiencing the visible, but there was, as you say, no paying attention to it.
Yes.
So that's the mind door processing of the visible object that's being referred to there. There must have been some processing at a subliminal level.
Yes.
And that's later recalled.
Attention, as we said this morning, at each moment, so attending to the visible object at the moment of seeing, but then attending to all the objects, the ideas that are thought about. So it depends on conditions, what arises, whether it's seeing or thinking now, but attending to what is there, conditioned by memory, by sanya, conditioning the thinking about this and not that at each moment. At the end of the discussion this morning, we had one extra discussion. Robert asked a question and Ajahn said she would carry on this afternoon. So it might be good, Robert, if you, because I saw you're here, might be good if you repeat your question. And I think it was related for others' benefit to awareness without studying Abhidhamma details. Along those lines, would you like to repeat your question and let Ajahn reply? Because I think she would be glad to.
Thank you, Sarah. So, John was bringing up the point that, if I paraphrase, right effort is sometimes thought to be we should make effort and then we'll bring up kusala, but he was noting and explaining very well that right effort itself must be kusala. What I brought into the discussion was related to that there is also the fact that, however, that there can be akusala in a conventional sense, like say we might think, I want to learn more about Dhamma, but we're doing it with akusala. So, but because of that akusala, we pick up a Dhamma book and start reading it, and there may be kusala chitas arising due to that reading. So there is there's two ideas there, and I'd like Ajahn or John to go over that. It's quite a subtle point. Yeah. Was that all clear? What I said?
Please, Ajahn, go ahead.
Yes, Ajahn, please go ahead.
Talk about just one reality at a time, or one subject at a time. Is there seeing, no matter who knows it or not, that it's not self, it's only a moment of seeing. See, there must be conditioned realities, no matter who understands or who does not understand the nature of it. But it's there. That's why learn to understand the truth of what is there, better than no understanding of the truth of it at all. Because there can be understanding of that which appears, not by oneself, but the enlightenment. See what is meant by enlightenment to the truth. Enlighten the true nature of what is there. When there's no understanding at all, and there is seeing, there is the idea instantly of that which is seen, right? Instantly. It seems instant all the time, not only seeing or that which is seen. So now begin to consider the truth. Seeing is the reality which sees. And now, if we don't talk about visible object or anything at all, is that which is seen? No thought about it at all. It's there. So begin to understand the difference between thinking and that which is seen, the visible object. By conditions, who know? Because that now the reality which experiences the object perform its function. But when there's no understanding of the nature of that reality, as there's no shape and form or anything at all, but it's there, who knows? By conditions. No matter what is there, it's by conditions. So we learn about the ultimate truth little by little. It's there. No one make it arise at all. But before it's there, it's not there. So how come to be that which is seen, or that which is heard, or that which is thinking? See, so we learn to understand the truth that thinking is not that which is seen. Now, learn to understand the reality, the difference between the one experiences and the other one cannot experience. Each moment, if there is no reality which arises to experience, no world, nothing at all. So citta is so great, manindriya. Without it, nothing can appear. So at moment of what appear without thinking, just now, that which appears without thinking, who knows that there must be a reality which experiences it, so it appears. Seeing is there. Without seeing, that which now appear cannot appear as visible object. Learn little by little to understand whether it's true or not. Otherwise, ignorance is there. No understanding of the changing from moment to moment by conditions. Even that which sees has to be conditioned to arise. Without the eye, without that which impinges on the eye, can never be seeing at all. Is it true? Just learn to understand the truth little by little. That seeing is not that which is seen. But now, no thought about anything, it's that which is seen there. A reality. And then thinking about it is not that which is seen. Little by little. And understand the truth of each moment. Not just the word nama and rupa. So now, that which is seen is only that which is seen, little by little, when there's no thinking about it.
So, Tanajan, because there is visible data, therefore there's seeing, because there's no way it can be understood. It's cheat is the chief of experience. It's always there, but just at the intellectual level. And that should there actually be seeing of, visible data is seen, the essence is seen, and the meat is there, but with the asava, these underlying defilements, the thinking is with ignorance, and it's a
And it's now. It's right
Yes,
now. So even in
yes.
the Dhamma discussion, it's now, because it's not understanding of just what is seen now, just the Dhamma, like Ajahn mentioned before. It's just immediately thinking about nimitta and asava and ignorance. But what about just what is seen now, different from the seeing? And this is Abhidhamma study, because relating it to Robert's question, we think about studying details, studying about asavas and nimitta and dhatus and ayatanas and the different cetasikas that arise at different moments. But it's actually here and now. This is Abhidhamma. So at moments of wise reflection, wise understanding, it is the study, but at moments of just trying to collect the details or trying to understand with akusala citas, as he mentioned, at those moments there's no study, no understanding of here and now,
Yes.
seeing now, what is seen now, sound, thinking now, thinking again and again, just different dhammas. Otherwise, it's like trying to work out the story, trying to do something, and that is not right understanding at those moments.
And
So it's always back to now.
yes, and it's the Sotapanna that has eliminated wrong views. So there's a very, very, very long way to go. There have to be moments of panya, of understanding arising, but before anything's actually seen.
And like we discussed earlier, as soon as it's trying to understand hardness, trying to understand what is seen, trying to work out what visible object or data or just what is seen is, at those moments it's I again. Trying to get results. It's not study of Dhamma.
Yes,
It's not
yes.
understanding. So the wrong understanding, it slips in all the time.
All the time. I mean, at that moment, in the moment is the experience only. So all the rest is many myriads of processes later. Thank you,
Just
Kunsara.
different dharmas, moments of wise considering, wrong understanding, seeing what is seen, thinking, just different dharmas, all anatta. That's the main point. And it depends on Sanya now, what they'll be thinking about and whether they'll be thinking rightly or wrongly. But what is seen is just what is seen now. Anything else is thinking about it.
And I don't think we have to dwell too much on how much agusala there is now or how far there is to go before stream entry. The important thing is to understand what is and is not the development of the path, because as long as there is progress, then that's as much as one can hope for. And the person who has attained stream entry has also gone through the same development, was once at where we are now. So the important thing is the right understanding of what the path, the development of the path involves, or what is constituted by that, because there's so much wrong view, a tendency to look for ways of hastening the process. And just getting back to Robert's question, we all know the factors Buddha mentioned by the Buddha that support the development of understanding: association with a good friend, hearing the true Dhamma, etc. In the scenario you suggested, that is, of someone who, out of attachment, does some study and thereby manages to have some moments of awareness and understanding, perhaps, that could not happen unless those four factors were present and fulfilled. So the attachment doesn't supersede those necessary conditions. It's just that in the particular case, it's like saying, if a person first heard the Dhamma when they were in prison, for example, you could say, well, going to prison is then a condition for hearing the Dhamma. That's the situation. But it's not the underlying necessary factors. Is that a distinction to be made?
Yeah, hi, John. Yeah, not quite what I was thinking of. All true. But even say today, I have, I've had moments where like, I think I'd like to listen a bit more to the Dharma. Even there is moments of akusala, lopa. It's not just pure chanda. So I'm more referring just to normal, us normal Buddhists, I guess.
Yes.
Not these prisoners and so on. Yeah.
But what are you saying about the role of that normal akusala?
I'm not sort of trying to put anything forward. I'm just noting, I know from the Patana, when I've studied that they do have sections where it says because of, some sort of lopa, he then develops alopa type thing, or because of alopa, because of right view, he has conceit after that and so on. Like it's very, there's very complex elements. And I think that's very interesting, actually. It just shows the anatomness of everything, really. There is just no one there. There's just these conditions. All I'm just pointing out, just hoping for more of your great insights or from Ajahn. And I'll be grateful for that. Thank you.
I'm
Yes,
wondering, Robert, if it's what you're pointing at is probably that akusala can be object of panya. So lopa arises now, it can be the object of panya.
There's in the Patana Sekindra, I think there's even more complex conditions than that. It's just not only aramana pachya. I think, I haven't looked up a reference for a long time on it, but I think there's other conditions that can work in that way as well. I mean, the complexity of it is there. So anyway, I might be wrong.
Even Pakatu, Upanisya, Pakya, anything can be conditioned now. It's very subtle and detailed, but I think, as Jonathan said, the core condition for understanding is understanding that has developed. So the understanding now is a condition for more understanding, but it doesn't mean that other dhammas don't condition the understanding now as well.
Right. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah,
But,
great.
But
yeah, even for the
condition
yes.
No, sorry. I just want to say, other dhammas conditioning understanding. In what way? I can only see that. Well, if you say pakatupanisya pacha, then it covers everything. And,
that's right. Like temperature, for example. Temperature can be a condition for understanding now. If the temperature is too hot or too cold, there may not be any understanding. So any dhamma can be a condition by this very broad condition.
But that seems to be inclined towards the idea of there are better conditions than other. One condition is better than another, such as people, make the excuse of going to meditation centers.
I think it just indicates how broad the conditions are. Like by this Pakadu Pachi is the broadest condition. Each moment of seeing or hearing is also conditioned by it. So we think of seeing as just being conditioned by karma, but it also needs Pakadu Pachi to condition it to be the way it is at this moment. And it's the same with the citas now. Each one is conditioned by Pakatu Pachi too. So different, any reality can be a condition, but it doesn't mean anything about going to a center or even coming to the foundation, because then we're not talking about realities, about dhammas. We're talking about situations. But we begin to learn how deep and complex paccaya are for the conditioning of this very moment, not just one condition, but many conditions.
But isn't it good enough to just understand that it's accumulated understanding, that conditions understanding now? Anything else is just distraction.
We can say that, but as Robert was pointing out, it is more deep and more complex than that. And we do read in Vatana about how even akusala can condition kusala, but that doesn't mean develop akusala. But the nature of the paccaya is very, very complex and deep. But the point is, understand what appears now.
Yes, I would agree with all of that, Sarah. Yeah. Sekindra, I'm certainly not advising people to go to meditation centers and so on. Don't worry.
Sorry, can I?
Yes, go ahead, Liang. And also, I think your topic about memory from last time you can continue with too, if you would like to.
Now I just would like to add something to what Robert raised. Yeah, because from what I understand from listening, not from the thinking, what the Buddha said. Because when talking about condition, especially supportive condition, Yeah, most of the time it happen, and it can even happen like unwholesomeness can be supportive condition to wholesomeness, or sometimes wholesomeness also can be supportive condition to unwholesomeness. But Robert, the most important thing that the Buddha said is no matter what condition was, but the most important thing is as long as the wholesomeness happen, like as long as it condition to wholesomeness happen, that the most important that we can carry on. Yeah, that's what I learned. Yeah, and I very appreciate what Ajahn said, and it give light to me today. I'm so happy. That's what he said, that before ask us to think before thinking what is there now. Yeah, I never thought that before. Yeah, thank you very much. And then if we catch that, we can differentiate between like seeing and the moment of seeing and the moment of thinking. Yeah, thank you very much. For the topic of memory, I think the last discussion was so great.
Just
Yeah,
one
was
point
so
before
great.
we change topic. Just one topic at a
change
time.
the topic. I don't think
Yeah.
that I have anything else to add because what Azita asked last time. Yeah,
But before we go into last time, Liang, just pause a moment. I was just going to point out that the point is we cannot catch anything, we cannot carry on. And even though kusala is good, it's all by conditions. And this is the point that Robert was saying. So it's not a matter of trying to have wholesomeness. It's not a matter of trying to catch the meaning or the difference between seeing and visible object. The point is all these dhammas are conditioned in different ways, arising and falling away, all anatta. And this is the point of anything we read in the text, no matter the patana, the vinaya, the suttas. It's just for the purpose of understanding dhammas as anatta now. Nothing to catch, nothing to carry on, nothing to do at all.
Yes, and I like when Azita confessed it that before I think that I understand Tukka. Not only Azita, me too. But when listening to the discussion, we realize that it's not true. You not really understand, Yeah. I think it was good enough, and I appreciate that. And thank you very much for you, Azita, and everyone that contribute to the last discussion. Yeah, last Monday discussion. Thank you.
Oh, good. Glad that you listened to it because we had a lot of discussion about Sanya and memory then. Good. Okay. Thanks, Liang. Let's see if Ajahn is ready to add more now.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to ask Kun Sukin because I saw that Kun Sukin is in the Zoom right now. I would like to ask the question that I already convinced about the ปรากฏดีคุณสุขินครับ I would like to ask เรื่องปรากฏดีกับปรากฏไม่ดีตรงนี้เนี่ย I would like to ask about the perfect of the arisings of the conventional visual that compared to the what we call what I call the perfect arisings of a real thing.
What you're meaning is that if you ask a normal person if they're seeing, is there something seen? It appears to ignorance for everyone.
Right.
And the difference between this and when seeing appears to panya of the level of satipatthana.
Yes, about that.
This is what you're pointing at.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yes. So one appears not clearly, not as it is. The other one appears as it is. So it appears clearly only to Panya of Satipatthana, otherwise not.
Okay, right on.
Like we keep talking about what appears, understand what appears, but that's just intellectual understanding, and it doesn't appear to Panya yet of that level. But we understand at the level of pariyati that this is the object of right understanding, and it must develop until the first round of the Four Noble Truth is firm, and then the second round uh, can arise, and that's direct understanding.
All right. Got some of it.
Actually, I'm not sure what your question is, but I'm just because even I am not very familiar with the word prakoti. I've heard, but I haven't considered much. I'm hearing it from you and just trying to understand as it goes.
Right. The prakot days mean like Ajahn used to
Yes,
say
I think
to,
we've discussed this in English before. Appears well, Sukin.
sorry. So
Yeah.
sorry, Jonathan. I just convey to Kun Sukin because Kun Sukin did understand my type every time that I try to talk in English.
No, I think Jonathan is better. He knows both languages well, so he's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, you can convey to that to Jonathan. So Jonathan or
Or,
Sarah can
I best, I think maybe Tanachan can help us.
So now, does visible object appear well? See, never appear well to ignorance and attachment.
So you mean that appear well is the right appearing of the reading?
No one,
So,
no bottom, just only that very tiny reality which impinge on the eye base, and the eye base is very tiny. So that which is seen is only that which impinge on the eye base. So it cannot be people and things at all.
so Ajahn,
Only that which can be seen. And in truth, when Panya is there, in darkness, that it's only that which is seen, while sound and other object does not appear as visible object at all.
In other words, we may think about what is seen, we may say it's just that which is seen, we may give it different names, but unless it's the direct understanding of the characteristic of visible object, only when the visible object itself appears to understanding can we say it appears well.
but the difficulty is there. You said very tiny things of that things. Is that any people can able to do that? No, it's very hard. What is the method to approach to that thing?
I think the word tiny sometimes is misleading. I think it just means that one color, you can say, just one color appears. Like right now, it's many colors that seem to appear, right? But when it's understanding, it's just one.
And like you say, it's true. No one can do it. No, only Panya can understand the characteristic. It's the characteristic of what is seen now. So Panya has to develop. And when it develops, Panya itself can understand that characteristic of what is seen, just what is seen by way of nimitta, but it's the characteristic of what is seen, not the idea about it, directly understanding its nature, the Dhamma itself, but no one to do anything. No one understands it now or then or any time, because we're just talking about Dhammas.
Right on.
And if there's wishing to directly understand or wishing to have the understanding of a sotapanna. It's all a distraction, just conditions more wrong thinking, takes one further and further from the right path. It's just as it is, but even a little understanding now, even the wise considering about just what is seen now is so beneficial because it leads to the gradual wearing away of the wrong understanding of what is seen. So it just develops and it's possible. So at moments of satipatthana, directly understands its nature as it is. I think like Sukhin says, we don't have to think, oh, it's too little or it can't be done or this or that, because that's all a distraction. What is seen now has a characteristic and that can be known.
Thank you.
Yes, I think appears well means appears to awareness and understanding. So in the case of visible object, it means that there is a level of understanding that what is actually being experienced is just visible object. As whether that is a single color or whatever, I think that will depend very much on the level of understanding, because understanding that is weak is not very precise. And as we were discussing this morning, it can be imperceptible, the difference between the moments with and without understanding. And it's only after a time that it becomes known, it becomes possible to say that there must have been some understanding developed, because there is like the simile of the knife handle. It can be seen that it's worn away, although the moments of wearing away were not individually known. So if there are moments of awareness of, say, visible object, it doesn't necessarily mean that only one color is appearing. In fact, as I understand it, if there is awareness of a reality, it doesn't mean that the rest of the thinking is suspended and there's just that awareness of that reality. So there's still all the other moments of experiencing and thinking going on as normal, as usual, but there is a level of understanding of one reality in particular, and that is appearing well.
We hear a single color or data, and immediately there's thinking of something. So it just depends on the understanding, but just what is seen now, that's all. And Kunwira, we're very honored to have you joining the discussion today. Very glad to see you.
Thank you so much. I try to learn English.
Good, good. Your English has always been excellent. Very happy to have you here.
Ajahn, appearing as well. To me is a high level of understanding. Not just any understanding at all.
That is vipassana. What does it mean?
That's right.
Can I ask some question about appearing? I was thinking that appearing well is must
Hang on.
to-
There's a conversation going on at the moment between Ajahn and Kunsapatsorn, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Ajahn asked Kunsapatsorn a question.
It's me. You never seen me before. It's out here.
Good to see you, Al, as well.
Yes. Long time ago. Yes. Yeah, Hati, you can ask a question. You can talk. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to ask that about appearing well. We refer to like clear understanding, like satipatthana or vipassana. But um, when is like small intellectual understanding, I mean, we can say that it's not appearing well, but when it's not understanding at all, can we say that it's not appear at all? Because appear have to appear to panya, right? Whether it's intellectual or high level of panya. So I don't know whether that distinction is correct or not.
Is that seeing now?
Yeah, yes, Tanaja.
One moment or many moments of seeing?
Many moment, Tanaja.
So, does it appear well now?
No, no.
That's the meaning of appearing well.
Yeah.
Just only one reality.
Yes, Tanaja.
Imagine one reality appears, all gone. No one there at
Okay.
all. Well, just one.
It doesn't appear well.
Because
And
it's only
Haji,
one. When there are so many things around together, how can anyone appear well? So even
Yes, Tanaja.
seeing itself, many moments of seeing right now. So what can be known is only by way of nimitta of that particular reality, but not single one. Is that true?
Yes, Tanaja.
Before seeing, there's no seeing. And after seeing, there is no seeing. So does seeing now appear as well?
Just one.
Only by nimitta. The citta before seeing is not known. The citta after seeing is not known. There is only seeing now, but many moments of seeing. So it is nimitta of seeing. And after that, nimitta of many things. By the succession of the different realities, seeing, thinking, and other realities. Instantly. So it cannot appear well to ignorance and attachment. Even there is ignorance right now and attachment right now, it's not known. What is this? That shape and form make known as a glass. Is that glass or that which is seen? When it appears well, it cannot be anything at all. That which is seen. How tiny it is.
Still a long, long way. Long, long way.
So it's joy to know it's quite long, long way, but it's still, there's the way. And now it's the way. The understanding, this moment, is the way. The only way to understand more and more, clearer and clearer. Even just seeing is not that which is seen, see?
and Haji, to your question, we can say that visible object appears to seeing now. It's seen, it appears, but no understanding, even at an intellectual level, most of the time. So what is experienced now, we can say it appears, but in this context, we're talking about what is understood. And when it's intellectual understanding, we can say it appears to that understanding, but by way of concept. And only when it's directly understood does it appear well. And only when it is vipassana jnana level does it appear clearly, even greater understanding than when it just appears well at moments of satipatthana. There has to be so much developmental direct understanding of realities before it can appear clearly. So different degrees and levels. But we can say that what is seen now appears, but not known.
I mean,
Good
what
to
I was
see you in
saying.
the shop, Haji.
Yeah, thank you. I was just saying that, I mean, it appear, I think, what I was thinking that if it appear to ignorance, we say that it doesn't appear at all, but when Panya understand even slightly, it appears slightly to Panya. Can we say that?
Or we can say it begins to appear
It,
to
begin to
Panya
appear,
just a
yeah.
little bit or just little
Yeah.
by little, yes, but by
Yeah.
way of thinking with understanding, not
Mm.
well as it is when it is directly
Yeah.
understood. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So now,
Yes, I agree.
Haji does
But I'm
not
wondering
appear
one.
well.
Okay. Panachan, but now I'm wondering one thing. If it does not appear at all to someone, then how would he even understand what the Buddha is saying about visible object?
What is visible object?
Is that which is seen now?
Only that.
So it must appear at some level to be able to comprehend what is being talked about.
Without satipatthana, can just one object appear as object of understanding?
It's intellectual understanding, or even at when
Not
we first
directly aware of
hear
any
about it.
reality at all, right now. Not directly.
Yes,
Oh,
it's not the same as seeing consciousness. Seeing, of course, directly experiences visible
even
object
visible
clearly.
object does not appear well right now.
Yeah,
But
and
because it
we're
has
not
been
talking.
experienced, it has been experienced. So that's why there can be comprehension of what is being talked about.
It has been experienced, and it's followed by mind or thinking about that has the same rupa as object, and after that more thinking about what is seen as a concept. But wouldn't you say that that is it's appearing to something, some kind of experience?
It cannot appear well to ignorance and
Not
attachment.
well, but for someone who's never heard and has come to hear the Dhamma for the first time, at least he understands what is being referred to.
When it
That there
appears,
is seeing now.
yeah, when it appears well, it cannot be anything. It
Yes,
cannot
it's
be a
nothing.
glass.
Now it's something all the time. Even thinking about visible
So
object is
when
thinking in terms of something.
will it appear well? When there's
When
nothing
Panya
together.
is, yeah.
Imagine. Nothing appear together. Just one object appear. To sati, patthana. But in the beginning, at the very beginning, it does not appear as well. But it begins to attain, to be aware with understanding of that object as it is. But the other reality also appear too, because it's not vipassana jnana yet.
Ajahn, when you said a little while ago about no thinking, just after that, it occurred to me that why it is so hard to understand about the direct understanding of reality is that the self cannot understand that, but it can understand thinking. So as soon as the thinking begins, that's the self identifying with all the people and things and stories and...
But can the self understand?
No, not at all. So that little direction made it clear that the Panya understands directly because Panya understands the characteristic of no self and impermanence and dukkha.
each moment is so very short.
Yes, but not short for panya.
So at moment of being aware with understanding, so very weak, that this is to be known.
Yes.
It's different from thinking or taking it for something as
Yes.
before.
Yes. Because taking it for something always is the self taking it for something.
Asava,
Yes.
to
That
be
just
reminded,
became a little clearer when you did that.
no expectation.
Thank you.
Beyond imagination. Imagine just one object appear. Where are those before which appear not at all together? Together, how sharp Panya is. Just be aware with understanding of only one reality. So it begin to appear well until its moment of vipassana jhana. No doubt, no one. What appears as it is.
At the time when you say together, now I understand why what it means to appear. Appear has to be one at a time. If it's together, then it's just an idea. It's just memory, isn't it, Tanajan?
And that's the teaching of the enlightened one. After his enlightenment,
So, Ajahn, can the nimitta of seeing be the object of understanding?
yes, little by little, that it's seeing, only seeing, not thinking.
Yes, Ajahn. Thank you so much.
If it can't appear to Panya when it develops, that would mean it can never be known. So any Dhamma can only be known when it appears by way of nimitta. And this is how there has to be the understanding of the distinction between Dhammas that experience an object like seeing and those that are experienced by nimitta, by way of nimitta. Just a Dhamma that arises now, sees what is visible and gone instantly.
Thank you, Sarah.
Can anyone count moment of experiencing? That's why whatever arises appears just by way of nimitta. Nimitta of seeing, not just only one moment of seeing. Does it appear well?
No, Ajahn. Not yet. So if no one has any other questions, may I go back to sanya, which condition at every moment. As Tanajan, you mentioned that there can be seeing without sati, and there can be seeing with sati. So we all know that at the moment of seeing, there's no sati. So it's always after what has been seen. So the difference is that sanya conditions, tera sanya that conditions sati to arise after the seeing. which means Terat Sanya at the moment of seeing, that condition sati.
What moment there's no sanya?
No, there's no moment without Sanya.
The moment of seeing, the object is not seeing, but it's a visible object. So the sanya marks and remembers that visible object. And when understanding has been developed, when it's being developed, the sati becomes firmer and firmer. So it is that firm
อันนี้เป็นโปรแกรม
Sa-
ที่ท่านน่า
the
จะได้
sanya. It is the firm sanya that conditions the firm remembrance of what the reality is, that conditions the sati to be aware. So without that firm remembrance, sati couldn't arise and be aware of the reality itself.
Okay. So when you mention firm remembrance, can refer to Terat Sanya and just or
Irasanya is firm remembrance. Like now, this listening and considering more and more about what it is that is seen, and at each moment of considering and reflecting wisely about what is seen, the sanya marks and remembers, so it becomes firm and there's more and more confidence. Nothing there, just what is seen. And it is that firm remembrance of what has been discussed, what is seen now, that conditions sati to be aware of it little by little until it is direct awareness with direct understanding of the reality.
I see.
So this is why we discuss it and consider and hear about it again and again. So the sanya becomes firmer and firmer and conditions the sati to be aware, not to forget what is the reality being experienced right at this moment. First of all, intellectually, but it conditions the direct awareness and understanding because it becomes firmer and firmer. The sanya becomes firmer and firmer, the sati becomes firmer, the understanding becomes firmer, more confidence, more letting go of the idea of someone or something.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah, good topic.
Is there sanya now?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, I remember.
More of I remember all the time.
The not firm sanya of the reality at those moments.
The attachment of
The
everyone.
test is always at this moment. Yeah.
Sorry, Ajahn, for the sanya that already passed, can we call like that sanya? Because mostly we got trapped in the that sanya than the
When it's
the
gone,
knowing about current sanya.
when sanya's gone, what's gone?
When sanya's gone, everything's gone.
When sanya gone, what is gone?
Citta, consciousness.
When sanya gone, what is gone?
Because sanya comes with consciousness.
When sanya gone, what is gone? What's gone? Memory is gone.
Memory is sanya. It's the same person.
Again, when sanya gone, what's gone?
I need help from someone.
Sanya gone. Sanya cannot be changed. It arises and falls away. So sanya gone, not the other reality gone, when sanya is gone.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And what appear later, I normally remind myself that at that sanya, only at that sanya, it already gone. Yeah.
It's not known. Now it's gone.
Yeah.
Every moment.
Yes. And Achan, I like when I read from the sutta that written by the disciple of the Buddha. One of the sutta said, when trying to understand, not using the word trying, can maybe confusing. Because in the sutta, normally they use the word like someone or something. Yeah, but we know when we heard the word someone or something, but it's only conventional word. Yeah. Someone can understand the falling away of the citta when considering the object from the sutta. I think that's what after reading that, what my understanding is to be, in order to understand the falling away of the consciousness, have to have the considering of the objects. Like for example, if the one sound appear, the consciousness have to fall away. Yeah, no more other consciousness. Yeah, I think somehow I understand. Yeah.
What about whatever arises falls away? No matter what.
Yeah, but for me, it's very hard to follow the consciousness, especially the arising and falling away.
Is that only seeing from morning up to now?
No.
So what about seeing at moment of hearing?
Only remembering that carry on. Because
at moment of hearing, is that seeing as well? In truth.
No
So
seeing.
It's gone forever, never to arise again.
Yes.
Never to be the same.
And beginning to reflect wisely about how the seeing has gone, never to return, is quite different from trying to follow the falling away of seeing. That's the wrong path. So beginning to understand intellectually what is right is different from trying to catch it or trying to understand it. Otherwise, it's I trying all the time, trying to catch the falling away, trying to catch what is seen now. It's not understanding at all.
Yeah, sometimes
it's the trap. It's the trap of I.
Sometimes at the beginning of the learning, it's a bit hard to differentiate that. Thank you, Sarah, for reminding.
That's why the understanding has to develop. because as soon as it's I trying to catch the falling away, it takes the understanding in the wrong direction, the wrong path. So the understanding just has to develop naturally at its own pace. Nothing to be done, no trying to understand or catch anything. This hinders the development of understanding now.
Yeah, thank you, Theran.
So what's gone now?
What's gone now? Nama and Rupa.
What arises falls away instantly. Is visible object now gone? The ultimate truth, the first Ariya Satya, what arises falls away. Is understanding a reality? See, it's real. It understands. So it's a reality which understands. So now again, does visible object appear well? Never in samsara. Until right understanding develops to the degree that it's experience the object well. Is that right? Is that right? Yes. See, is that right? Is it true?
Sorry, Ajahn. When the visible objects appear well, it means that it's not nimitta, isn't it? Because
Whatever arises appears by way of nimitta only. The
even
rapidity,
when it appear well,
just like seeing now, is it just a moment? Or the nimitta of seeing?
nimitta.
So whatever arises appears by way of nimitta.
Even when it's appear well,
Whatever
as it
arises which appears by way of nimitta, not well. Yet, even it appears well, it appears as nimitta.
And
Just
even when
like
it's
now,
very, very clearly, even when it's a direct understanding of the rising and falling away of dhammas, vipassana jnana, by nimitta, always by nimitta.
yeah. I just would like to clarify because even when we thinking about the moment, the 17 moment after the object finish at the sense door, the state is at the mind door. That's why it can't face the real object at the sense door. Yeah, I'm clear now. Thank you.
Even when Panya arises, it's not just one moment. It has to be many moments of Panya.
But it's the characteristic of the reality that appears by way of nimitta. No distinction between the visible object that is seen or the visible object that appears. through the mind or by way of nimitta. It's still the characteristic of the reality, but not one visible object that's fallen away, many, many. So always nimitta.
See, so many realities arising and falling away. What appears is seeing right now and hearing. See, while the other realities arising too, before and after seeing, but only seeing right now is there appearing. Is it true? Is it real? Just want to talk about Satya Barami. Without Satya Barami, there can never be the development of understanding. To understand the truth, because now it's so true. But without hearing more, consider more, understanding a little more, there can never be the moment of realizing the truth of what we are talking about, arising and falling away. So now, is it Satya Parami? With Viriya Parami and Khanti Parami, Adidana Parami, Nekama Parami, see? Little by little, very, very secretly, unknown. Until when it appears, how come? By Parami, unexpectedly. If there's still an expectation, it covers up instantly. Not conditioned for right understanding to arise.
I'd just like to report that Borisov told me that tomorrow and Monday we have our discussions from 10 to 12 and 1:30 to 3 on both days.